Hello people of the internet, this is Kaiju Noir. This past Friday I went to see Dredd 3D, in 2D. Now before I share my thoughts on this movie, there's something I really need to get off my chest. On Friday a couple of my friends and I went to our local theater around 4 to go see Dredd. Because we didn't want to spend extra money for the 3D version, we had to wait until 8:40 for the next 2D showing, since the majority of the showings were in 3D. This is something that really annoys the hell out of me. Hollywood is so eager to shove 3D down our throats that they give those who don't care about 3D a hard time trying to reject it. Now we still ended up seeing the 2D version of Dredd by watching another movie that same day, but still that wait was ridiculous. I find 3D something that doesn't add much to the movie-going experience, and I don't even notice it until I take off my glasses and put them back on. The only thing I do notice is that I'm spending more than $10.75 for a pair of glasses that just makes the picture darker. So Hollywood, if you're out there, I don't mind the 3D option, just let us have the option of having 2D without giving us a hard time about it. Whew, now that that's over, on with the review. It takes some serious balls to make a big-budget film adaptation of a British comic book character that not many people in America know about. In fact, the only people that might know of Judge Dredd are the people who watched the subpar Sylvester Stallone film from 1995.
I am the law! I never broke the law! I am the law! You betray the law! Law! Mr. I am the law!
I personally never heard of Judge Dredd until I saw the DLC costumes of several characters from the 2000 AD comics for Little Big Planet. Now after watching Dredd, I am definitely a fan of the character. The movie begins with an introduction into the world of Judge Dredd, where Earth is a nuclear wasteland with the exception of several large megacities. In these megacities, crime is rampant, and the only organization that can uphold the law are the judges, who each act as the police, judge, jury, and executioner. The best of these judges is Dredd, who is first seen taking down several criminals. Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice, Dredd is introduced by his superior to the newly appointed Judge Anderson, a mutant with psychic abilities. Dredd is tasked with showing Anderson the ropes to see if she's worthy of being a judge. Soon afterwards, they are sent to one of the city's 200-story buildings called Megablocks to investigate several murders. They later find out that the Megablock is the center of a drug ring that distributes a drug called slow-mo, which, as the name suggests, has the user feel like everything is happening in slow motion, which is obviously the source of the 3D effects. The leader of the drug ring, Mama, finds out about the presence of the judges and has the entire Megablock locked down and sends every gang member in the building after Dredd and Anderson. My god, is this film awesome. This was everything that I wanted out of The Expendables 2. Dredd was played perfectly by Karl Urban. He's a no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point fascist with a strong sense of justice and gives no one a break. Here, you see why he's the best of the best. I also loved how we finally have a comic book character who doesn't take his helmet off. It annoys me how every comic book character in movies nowadays has to take off their mask or helmet just so that the actors can have some face time. Olivia Thirlby as Judge Anderson is perfect as a young rookie who sees firsthand what a judge has to go through on a day-to-day basis, and learns the physical and psychological requirements for being a judge. Her psychic abilities are also used to great effects, as she would use her powers in ways that would make up for her lack of experience. Lena Headey as Mama is very intimidating and has an interesting origin. While she did make a formidable foe, I wished we had a more fleshed out backstory about her and find out how she was able to gain control over an entire building rather than the quick summarization that we got in the film. I felt that the look of the movie was pulled off really well, as it gives an appropriate grim and gritty feel. I also felt that the uniforms that the judges wore strike an excellent balance between comic book and real-world aesthetics, without coming off as silly like in the 1995 adaptation. The action scenes were mind-blowingly spectacular in all of its bloody glory. I also loved how bright red the blood was for the gore effects, as opposed to the fake-looking black, oily blood that is used in so many films today. In the movie, the idea that someone can make a difference in a hopeless world was brought up, but wasn't expanded upon as much as I had hoped. Lastly, the slow-motion effects were also put to good use. At first I thought the effect would be overused, but surprisingly, it was only used for key scenes involving the drugs, which made those specific action scenes stand out more. Less is more is what the filmmakers were really going for, and I like that. This opening weekend, Dredd sadly opened at number 6 at the box office. If you're a fan of action films, cop-related movies, or post-apocalyptic themed flicks, then definitely go and support Dredd. It trounces the 1995 adaptation in every way possible, and is an excellent and engaging introduction to what will hopefully grow into a stellar series. 4 out of 5. I'm sure people who have never heard of Dredd will definitely become fans after this. In fact, one of my friends loved the movie so much that he went online and purchased a collection of the first Judge Dredd comics that same night, and he has never owned a comic book before in his life. Most likely I will too. So until next time everybody, take care.